Yo, Hot Pass Podcast betting show. It's a little late. I know. Tigers are gritty. We got the Tigers towel. Okay, what are they? We're putting it up on YouTube in a little bit here. It's gonna be Friday evening is when the Hot Pass Podcast is gonna be on. We got the flag here. Detroit Tigers unleashed. Okay, you only get it when you're a gritty Tigers fan and you go to Comerica Park, baby. Let's fucking go. That shit was bumping. Anyways, we're shaking the camera because we're throwing shit around. That's how goddamn heated I am about the game last night. Bo Brisky lets off a fucking absolute dinger to Ramirez. To Fry. And we lose the game. But anyways, let's get into the show, man. I got a Beast Unleashed, nasty Beast Unleashed. Peach. I gotta say, the hard tea peach is really tickling my fancy recently. Yeah, I must say. Okay, Hot Pass Podcast. Let's do the intro and let's dive in because I love the Roval for Xfinity. Okay, Cup Series, not so much. I think I'll give you a sneak peek. I think Kyle Busch or Ty Gibbs are gonna win, but we'll get into it. I also have to do the Xfinity betting show after this for the NASCAR betting preview show, so go check that out. Anyways, Hot Pass Podcast on YouTube. Go check it out. Kyle Steckley is currently racing, or this weekend, in the Winchester 400. Legends have won that fucking race. So go listen to that interview on here on YouTube. You can check it out there. That's one of our best watched videos on YouTube. So Hot Pass Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Get the Hot Pass Podcast on audio, on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your audio podcasts every Tuesday and Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern. Little mix-up for this week. It's been a chaotic week. But then on Fridays, Xfinity and Trucks are exclusive to the Friday morning betting show at every day or every Friday. And go follow me at @FurlongEric_ on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can see all my posts. Me being at the Tigers game, anything I'm doing in my daily life. Insights, what the fuck's going on. And then if you go to my Instagram and X, an hour before every truck and Xfinity race, I'll post my full betting card. I'll obviously give you my full insight here on the show. And then go to the Action Network. Link is in the bio wherever you find me. And you can see my cut picks, baseball, football. I don't dabble into hockey, so we're not touching any of that. The Leafs, I think we still suck. Let's get into the podcast, baby. Charlotte Roval weekend. Going to be very exciting. This Xfinity race is going to be very interesting. We also have a complete hairpin turn like they have, I think, at, Sonoma. That's going to cause chaos. You're probably going to lose money. But there is some absolute value, okay, on the books this week. Definitely for Xfinity. There are some guys like Alex Labbe, shouts out to the Canadian boy, the French-Canadian brother, that actually finishes really well here, man. Just knows how to get around these parts. Now, when it comes to this hairpin turn, obviously it's going to be very new, but there's a lot of guys that just really good at road courses, and there's a little bit of an oval in there. Do I think SVG is going to go win the race? I don't think so, man. A lot of podcasts talked about, taking an SVG pick, and I go, if I'm him, man, this is your opportunity to try and get as many points as possible, to try and carry you further into the playoffs than you expected, because this is the last road course. This is where he dominates. So if I'm him, try and figure out whatever way you can to be able to get as many points as possible, to be able to take you to the championship 4. And I mean, I don't think that's happening unless absolute utter chaos happens at like a Martinsville or something. He just is not going to be able to get the points. You're going to see him in a lot of these races, staying out late to be able to get as many points as possible at Homestead, at Vegas, and just try and make it to the end of the race. So SVG being there. AJ Allmendinger, yeah, he's won 4 times here, but there's a lot of good names out there that have a lot of value, and with that hairpin turn and how the chaos has always ensued at these races, I would not be shocked if a long shot wins, and I feel like 3/4 of the field is a long shot this week. And then the Cup Series, Lots of non-playoff drivers not having a point race. And then you've got 2 drivers that one's locked in, one's basically locked in. And those guys are a bit of longer odds, man. Definitely one of them that won here 2 years ago. So there's a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money this weekend. Hopefully late race restarts we're on the right side of it and it doesn't cause a bunch of chaos. So let's dive in. Saturday afternoon is when the Xfinity race is. And I'm going to give you guys some picks, and one of my favorite picks of the weekend, I'm going to hold off for the NASCAR betting preview show so you guys can go listen to that. All right? Almost forgot I have to record that as well, so that's going to be out a little bit late on their feeds as well. So let's go to the betting odds here. We're going to start off with some Xfinity, man. Race matchups. I took one. This line has moved a lot. I would still take it. It's juiced up to minus 150 now, but I took on Bet365. I think it's available on DraftKings as well now, but it's sitting around minus 150 as well. Sheldon Creed over Anthony Alfredo. I don't need to say anything other than Anthony Alfredo shows up at super speedways. Nowhere else. I took him. I took Sheldon Creed minus 130 over Anthony Alfredo early on in the week. Hammer bet. The point situation right now for Xfinity, I'll dive right in. I'll dive deep into the NASCAR betting preview show, but I'll give you some insight. Sheldon Creed is sitting really, really, really nice right now. I'm going to actually pull it up. Also, an update, Sam Mayer did not get Sam Mayer, his penalty was held up. So he's got some racing to do. And he led almost every lap almost last year. So I would not be surprised if he goes out and wins. And that's a little sneak peek into one of my plays. So Sheldon Creed is sitting at plus 32. I think shortcuts some stages. I think he's driven here really well. Got turned, I think last year maybe, or the year prior. Not one of his strongest races, but he just got caught up in the chaos. These Joe Gibbs cars are extremely faster than the number 2 and the 21 of RCR. The number 2 that he was racing in, that is RCR. So the Joe Gibbs crew, even Chandler Smith, he's not great at road courses, but he's a crazy long shot for a top 5 as well. There's a lot of opportunity for these guys that are locked in on points to just play it smart, go for the win, and try something out. And I don't hate the fact that Sheldon Creed is plus 32. He's really good at these road courses. I don't think he's going to be point racing. I feel like he's going to be in the top 5 all day until something happens at the end of the race. But I think he's going to be a top 5 car, and Anthony Alfredo is going to be nowhere near there. He's going to be playing in the back with all the chaos all day. And hopefully we get an early wreck of Anthony Alfredo and it cashes early and he's out of the race. The worst is when you get a guy that's down like 32 laps, or that's in like ovals, but like down 12 laps on a road course or something, whatever race it is, and they're just not out yet, and then your guy crashes out and he's out of the race and you lose by like 1 or 2 spots or something. Because that one guy just wanted to get, pay out the advertisements. So I feel really good about this minus 130, minus 150. Maybe you could parlay it with something else. This minus 150 is a lot of juice. But minus 130, I hopped on it. I think it opened at minus 115 originally, like super early on. I never saw that. I just heard it on other podcasts, but that just feels right, man. It feels right. One of my most favorite, or like most interesting matchups. Actually, there's one. Is Alex Labbe and Jesse Love. They're both sitting at minus 115. I want to see how they qualify. I trust Alex Labbe to be able to ride around and be able to get up inside the top 10. He's just done that consistently at this track. He's got a lot of top 10 finishes. He's in the 91. We've seen Ross Chastain get a finish in the 91 inside the top 5. A couple, I think once or twice now in recent years, in the last like 2 years. So I don't hate it. Alex Labbe minus 115 over Jesse Love, but Jesse Love can show up and have a lot of speed. So I want to see if we can get some plus money on Alex Labbe. Do you trust Alex Labbe that's coming in every once in a while? Not necessarily. He could be back there with the squirrels, but I Alex LeBay shows up on this track. I bet him a lot on this track. He's been extremely close to top fives, as well as like Sage Karam last year, I think, or the year prior, whatever it was, he got a top five. There's a lot of chaos that happens in the Xfinity race, and there's a lot of long shot names that can get in there, even in like kind of bad cars. If they can make it through the carnage, they're going to be on the back half of the top 10, kind of riding around. And if you get like a Justin Allgaier, Jeb Burton getting into each other, there goes 2 spots. They bump up from like 7th or 8th up to 5th or 6th, and now you've got an opportunity. And skill, like, yeah, obviously speed, you need to be able to get into the positions to be able to beat these guys. But there's for speed, you need to, speed, you need to be able to get into a lot of these positions, but there's a lot of skill as well. Be able to get to the apex of a corner. I want to see the skill, the road course guys that are really, really good, Sheldon Creed, AJ Allmendinger, SVG, obviously, Ed Jones, Austin Green, Connor Mozak, Sage Karam, Alex LeBay, all these guys that are really good, like road course. I wouldn't call them ringers because some of these guys also drive on ovals a lot, like obviously full time. Sheldon Creed, fucking AJ Allmendinger, and all these guys. But like Alex LeBay, Sage Karam, Ed Jones, Austin Green, they're all coming in just for a win. And they're not point racing. So if they can make it through the chaos, they're going to be inside the top 10, dude. They will be there. You can hear the fucking train that made me sit around for an hour this morning being late for work. Appreciate you. So there's just a little insight you're going to hear about Alex LeBay and some Ed Jones and Austin Greens in the future. But I want to wait and see if we can get a hefty plus money on Alex. Holy shit. Slow down, Eric. We're a little too pumped for some Roval racing. All right. I just want to see if like Alex LeBay qualifies like 20th or something, and Jesse Love qualifies in like inside the top 10, and we get this matchup again. I want some crazy plus money on Alex LeBay. I think this is like a rookie's nightmare. Is this track? Because this track, if you have not been here before, it is fucking chaos. So just the one play I've got on matchups or whatever right now. I just use a lot of Bet365. So let's go to the top 5. There is a dude, I'm telling you right now, there is a value out the wazoo on Bet365 for top 5s, top 3s. I'm not touching the top 3s. It's a little short. I'll probably take 1 or 2. I do feel good about a Justin Allgaier top 3. But the thing is, he's also point racing. This is the issue with some of these guys. SVG, AJ Allmendinger, Justin Allgaier. I think Sam Mayer's in a position where he hasn't been running very well. He doesn't always have the speed. He might point race, but I think he's going for the win as well as Justin Allgaier. Allgaier has been in the front of this pack a lot, and he's been able to battle with SVG. So this is where I'm like held up. I don't know if I want to take a plus 220 on Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier for a top 5, but we know that they're going to qualify well, and those odds are going to be gone. So you're kind of like at Talladega placing a dart on guys and praying to God they make it through the carnage and get up there. It's a guessing game at this point to see who's points racing. I'll dabble into I'm not going to go through all the numbers, but I'll touch on a couple of guys that are super long shots for top 5 or just value that I like the plays on. And I think Cody Zeeb from NASCAR Betting Preview Show is also on some of these plays as well. And great minds think alike. I've said it before. I just want to touch on a couple of the guys that have a lot of value. I'm not necessarily taking them. And I'm going to talk about one guy that is going to be heavily points racing that I can't trust for a top 5, but his number is beautiful, and he's a piece of shit, and he's ending his Xfinity career. Shane Van Gisbergen is minus 700 for a top 5. That is fucking ridiculous. But some of the favorite numbers out there I love is Justin Allgaier plus 220 for a top 5. I mean, Sam Mayer as well. I'm drawn to them. I love them. They're great guys. Sheldon Creed, who is, plus 30 something above the cut line, that I don't think will be point racing. We know where he's finished on road courses, and every fucking track known to man is second place. And he's plus, I don't know what the odds are on other books right now for top fives. But because the main book I go to for Xfinity is Bet365. But he's plus 375 for a top five. I'm telling you right now, I am in your ears. Okay. Sheldon Creed plus 375 hammer bet for a top five. Plus 375. What do I mean, man, I understand. Like, the only thing that scares me is the chaos of this race. I don't think he in the past couple of years, you've seen where he's finished. He has had to points race to be able to make the next round. He has not been able to finish proper. He's finished like 10th and 16th or something. I think the race that he ended up finishing 16th, he ended up getting spun when he was racing like top 3 or like 3rd or 4th or something like that. Definitely in the top 5. By like Sage Karam late in the race or something. So he's been there. And Sheldon Creed, I don't have to go into detail of his resume anywhere other than he's in the Joe Gibbs car. He's been the level of consistency is on another level. We've seen all these other drivers kind of fall off and not really had the consistency. And Sheldon Creed over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about it ad nauseum, has been the definition of consistency for the Xfinity series. So Sheldon Creed plus 375, top 5, hammer bet. If it does not hit, he will hear it from me next year. Next year, when my buddy is working with, I think he's working with Sam Mayer, not Sheldon Creed, but Sam Mayer is going to be driving with Sheldon Creed for Haas Factory Race, whatever the fuck the name is. So there will be interactions at some point. Dude, this is your time to shine, okay? You can outrun these guys. You know the oval part. Fuck me, AJ Allmendinger even said last week he's not confident in their car or whatever to win next week. And that's this week, which is the fucking Roval, baby. Minus 210 for AJ Allmendinger for the top 5. Suck my butt. Yeah, man. A couple other numbers. Austin Hill, plus 600. I've taken that. I put a unit on that. Come on. I don't need to say anything else other than that is the numbers that we were praying for before, and we were getting like plus 375 for Austin Hills on tracks last year. Cody Zeeb went at nauseum about it as well. We talk about it all the time. I think everybody talks about it. Plus 600 is an insane number, and he just seems to find his way through carnage. So I got that bet. Riley Herbst has had good runs, has gotten caught in carnage before, but, I think he might be points racing. So I'm staying away from plus 1,100. Dude, these numbers are long, man. Some of my other favorites, and I want to take them all. Unfortunately, you really can't. You could place your unit allocations properly, and you could still win a lot of money. Austin Green, plus 1,400 for a top 5. Okay. Alex LeBay, plus 1,400 for a top 5. Please and thank you. Ed Jones, plus 1,600. Now, Austin Green has got that top 5 at Sonoma. It can happen. He's plus 1,400 for a top 5. I'm taking it now. Alex LeBay. I'm going to pull up his resume while I talk about the other guys here. Alex LeBay has been fantastic on this track. And he's, what did I say? Plus 1,400? Plus 1,400 for a top 5. Ed Jones. He's in the 26. Great car. I think they've kind of just rolled back that 24. I think Sage Karam ate up a lot of that money by crashing it all the time. Or at least, I don't think he crashed it. He was getting crashed. Thanks, Parker Kligerman at Coda, for fucking up a long shot top 5 for us. I'm just going to type this in real quick. Fucking Alex LeBay, baby. Let's pull the laptop a little closer for us here. Let's get that a little closer. And then I just talked about Sage Karam. Now, Sage Karam is in the 107, but it's going to show up as the 07 on TV. Not the best car, but because it might not even make it to the end of the race. But this is why I think he's what? What's his odds? Where is he? Plus 3,500. 35 to 1. Okay. 35 to 1 for a top 5. For a guy that is a road course ringer. Very good. Showed speed. Got a top 5 here in the 26. Yeah, I understand it was the 26, but there is a lot, as I will continue to say, and I'll say it on the NASCAR Betting Preview Show, is the amount of carnage that happens in these Xfinity races. If you can make it through a 35 to 1 guy that is good at road courses and can manage that car to make sure that it just gets to the end, I think it could happen. I wouldn't be shocked if he finishes in the top 10. We'll be a little heartbroken, but 35 to 1 for Sage Karam is kind of fucking wild. I understand the car is not that good. But let's bring up Alex Lebey's resume here at Charlotte Road. And then we'll move on. Charlotte Road. Since 2019, we're going to go from 2019 to recent. 6th, 4th, 14th, 6th, and 15th. Now, last year, he was running top 5, and he had a bunch of damage on his car and stuff from running into the wall. So, man's been good. Cashed that one top 5 one time. But remember, the cars that he was in, okay? The 90, and he finished 6th. The 36, he finished 4th. The 36 as well again in 2022, finished 6th. And the 91, and we know what the 91 can do. So, I mean, they're all the same guy or whatever, right? But like they know how to prepare a car. And Alex Lebey, I'm behind the Canadian, baby. At 14 to 1, give it to me. He's qualified kind of okay. I mean, back in 2018, 2019, he qualified 5th and 6th. And then other than that, like last year qualified 10th. So like I think the number could get chopped down if he can put a hell of a lap together. And that 91 he could. He qualified 10th last year and 12th the year before. So not far off the pace. If you see him driving around inside the top 10, it ain't by coincidence. So Alex Lebey 14 to 1. I love those plays. I'm just trying to pick and choose who I think could do it. There's a lot of chaos on this track. I want the guys that have experience. So I might keep Austin Green out of it. Watch him be the one that finished top 5. But I love the Alex Lebey, the Ed Jones, and the Sage Karam for sprinkles. And then top 3, man. Top 3 just feels like Justin Allgaier and Sam Mayer both at plus 400. Wow, God, that feels. Pick one. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna pick one of them. I think I'm gonna go with my boy Sam Mayer. Justin Allgaier's just been on a wreck fest so far, and he's got oh my God, these late race restarts will break your heart. But Sam Mayer or Sheldon Creed is also plus 700. Do we take the ladder on Sheldon Creed? We will see. So let's dive over to the outrights, baby. There now, go to all your sports books, whether it's Bet Rivers, Bet365, DraftKings, FanDuel's dog shit for Xfinity. They never put up anything. Caesars, hunt for your best lines. I always recommend hunting for your best lines. I'm going to not give you my favorite outright pick at the number. You might be able to guess it, but we'll keep it for the NASCAR Betting Preview Show. Sam Mayer is still sitting at 12 to 1. Let's take my dog. That's my favorite for the weekend. Sam Mayer, my homie. I have to have money on him. I might be biased. I think he's in. He might be end up being in a must-win situation, unless. This is why I don't want to take him too much for top 5s or top 3s, because if there are some guys that get caught up in wrecks, he might just cruise around inside the top 10, just try and keep a clean car and not risk it all to be able to win the race. But at the same time, we've seen him dominate and win and beat guys like AJ Allmendinger and so on and so forth at road courses before. And Sam Mayer at 12 to 1 is a beautiful number. The difference between SVG is minus 110, AJ Allmendinger is plus 300, And then it drops like a motherfucker to Sam Mayer and Justin Allgaier at 12-1. Lots of value. The next guy is 18-1, which is Cole Custer. But I will not be taking Cole. For some reason on Bet365, this is obviously a misprice, is Anthony Alfredo is 22-1. That's, I don't even know why, but I'm passing by my favorite pick. And we're going to move on to some long shots. Austin Hill, 35-1. He's in a good point situation. I think he could just try and go for the win. We're laddering it up with the top 5. Austin Hill to win. Somehow he always just makes it through the carnage. So I love that. Chandler Smith. I'm not going to take him outright, but maybe look at him for a top 5. He's locked in on points already. Not the best road course guy, but recently just good and consistent. Just being there, saying hi. How are you? I'm him. Trying to win a championship. I am him. And he's at 40-1. What? Bro, what? Huh? So maybe a shekel. There's some guys on here. You could shekel sprinkle. Is that a thing? You could shekel sprinkle? Fucking guy. Brandon Jones has showed us nothing. I understand actually Brandon Jones has been kind of okay on this track. Brandon Jones is 66-1. Guys like Alex LeBay and Austin Green and shit have like finished better than fucking Brandon Jones. And they're sitting at like 100-1. I mean, you could sprinkle across a couple of guys and make money this weekend. In all seriousness. Okay? I'm sprinkling on the dogs. Okay? Sage Karam, 300-1. Put $10 on it, $3,000. Don't give a fuck. That's the I don't give a fuck play because we make bags on the Hot Pass podcast. How about that? 10 shekel dollars, 300-1. I think I might have seen a 350-1 at some point on Mr. Sage Karam in the 07. What a crazy, wild story, wouldn't it be? That at the Charlotte Roval, the 07, the 107, whatever you want to fucking call it, because they don't put the 1 on there for some reason, but when they put in the number for the cars and shit, it's 107. It's at the bottom of the fucking list. Sage Karam, my dog, that Parker Kligerman will probably wreck him when Sage Karam is in the fucking lead. 300-1 little shekel sprink, and let's go back down to Ed Jones, 125-1, Alex LeBay, 100-1, and just little like those are just like $10 little plays. Have fun. Let's ride with it. So those are my plays. Sheldon Creed over Alex LeBay, or not over Alex LeBay. God damn it, Eric, get it together. Let's have a sip. Settle in. Sheldon Creed -130. He's now -150. Over Anthony Alfredo, Fast Pasta. That's the only matchup I've got so far. And the value we have is insane. So let's go. I'm just going to bring it back here to the top 5 market. I'm going to wait on my boy Sam Mayer and Justin Allgaier. I mean, the plus 200, the plus 220 is so juicy and so beautiful. Sheldon Creed, I've already taken plus 375 for a top 5. Unbelievable. Magnifique. Austin Hill plus 600 for a top 5. Fucking crazy talk. If you like Chandler Smith and the point situation that he's in, that the fact that he's locked in and he doesn't need a points race and he's kind of okay, and he will ride, like a lot of these road courses, he rides just outside of the top 5, and a lot of the times you're just point racing, not trying to wreck. He's already locked in. He could beat the field out on pit road with a Joe Gibbs crew and just be inside the top 5 and drive around in there. He is plus 650 for a top 5. That's fucking crazy talk. We might even sprinkle a check on there because there is no way that these numbers will be there after practice and qualifying unless SVG and AJ Allmendinger qualify first. Then we might get it. But I'm sprinkling on a lot of shit here. And like if a lot of these guys finish in the top 5, we're making a bag. If not, then we'll break even. I don't give a fuck. There is so much value out in this bitch. And I cannot wait to talk about it on the NASCAR betting preview show. And then our long shot top 5 plays. I love it. Alex LeBay, plus 1,400. Ed Jones, plus 1,600. and Sage Karam at plus 3,500 for a top 5. You love to see it, baby. Let's ride off into the sunset up to the top 3 market, and we are going to ride the Sheldon Creed train at plus 700 for a top 3. It's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, dude. What? And it might take Sam Mayer plus 400, but we'll wait. And then the outright picks. Make sure to go to listen to the NASCAR betting preview show. Probably at some point today as well. When you're listening to this, it will be out to hear my favorite pick for the weekend for the outrights. But we got Sam Mayer 12-1 and past the other pick, the main pick. Austin Hill 35-1 is a fucking crazy pick, so we're gonna take that as well. And then our little, Chandler Smith could be there too, but I just don't want to ladder up too much on the same guys. So Alex LeBay 100-1, Ed Jones 125-1, and Sage Karam 300-1. Little shekel sprinkle plays, baby. Yeah, so that's what we got so far for the weekend. And then let's go over to the Cup Series, baby. Make sure to follow at @FurlongEric_ on all social media, X, Instagram, and TikTok, to be able to see the final betting card for the Xfinity Series as well as the Cup Series. You can go to the Action Network. The link is in the bio to see all my early plays because some of these lines have moved for the Cup Series. And go to the Hot Pass Podcast on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast, like, share, and subscribe. And then go to the Hot Pass Podcast wherever you get your audio and leave a 5-star rating. Let's get into the Cup Series, baby. I got one play right now, or I got 3 plays. 3 plays. I'm just dive on into them, and then we'll break down what's going on in the playoffs and everything. Ty Gibbs over Ross Chastain, minus 120 on DraftKings. Ross Chastain does have a lot of momentum right now. He's found a little bit of speed, but Ty Gibbs is a road course guy. I know what we saw at Watkins Glen with Ross Chastain. Very scary. But Ty Gibbs, definitely a better road course driver. Joe Gibbs equipment. Joe Gibbs has actually been really good here. If you think about what car Ty Gibbs took over, is technically Kyle Busch's car, and Kyle Busch was actually racing really well the last 2 years in that number 18 car. Ty Gibbs, man, almost won the race last year in technically his rookie season. Finished top 3. I like Ty Gibbs to beat Ross Chastain, man. They're both not points racing, so it's going to be a hell of a battle. I think it actually will come down to pit road and to see how these guys fare out, because Ross Chastain and Ty Gibbs are both very well known to have a lot of pit issues. So we will see on that front. And then my other plays is just 2 outrights right now. Ty Gibbs at 17-1 on FanDuel. I know that has moved. And then Kyle Busch is sitting around on FanDuel and as well as Bet Rivers at 22-1. I like that. Both guys finished in the top 3 here last year. Have showed a lot of speed on the road courses this year. Just haven't really been able to get a lot of the finishes. Definitely with Kyle Busch. So just sprinkles. I want to see where a lot of these guys stand out. You know, Chris Buescher is really down on the odds, or really high on the odds, where he's like 12-1. We're going to talk about another Joe Gibbs car in a minute that's not points racing. The biggest factor in this point, guys, of the season is you guys really got to take a guess and really think about who's points racing, whether it's in the truck or Xfinity or Cup. Mainly more Cup and Xfinity right now, because trucks, you basically got to win to get in. Definitely with the Grant Enfinger win. So, and with how dominant Corey Hyman and Christian Eckes are, you really got one more spot to fill. And let's all pray for the downfall of Ty Majeski. Anyways, yeah, you really got to start thinking about the strategy calls. You got to think about who's going to end up, who's more prone to wrecking. You got to look at where these guys qualify. This is why I'm not putting too much. I'm putting a little bit more on the guys that aren't point racing or in the playoffs. It's because they're a little bit more predictable of what they're going to do. And there's a lot of value out there for guys that are really good on road courses. And and you're not really having to take a lot of guessing. You just know that they're going to short pit. They're probably going to get into the. They're probably going to get a lot of. They're not going for points, so they're going to be able to get a lot of track position. And you got to look at after qualifying to see if these guys qualify deep in the field. You might be able to flip a stage and be able to get back out front if you're starting closer to the back. But if you get a long green flag run, you might get eaten up, like a really long green flag run. There are not going to be too many people going down a lap, I don't think. But it could be a lot of chaos, man. You get caught back there qualifying bad. You know where those guys' heads are going to be at if they're in the playoffs. So maybe hold off on betting your absolute life savings on some of these guys that are in the playoffs. I'd wait to see where they qualify. I think Chris Wormy made really good points on his Bet the Board Stay Green podcast. Is like if a Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, they go win the pole or something, they're going to try and lead as many laps as possible, and they're going to try and get that playoff point for winning the stage, and then they're going to be caught back in traffic. So you kind of really got to look back at these guys. Just one of my favorites that like you got to look at like William Byron and Christopher Bell this week. That William Byron's locked in on points and then Christopher Bell's right there, or unless it's vice versa, whatever it is. Both have been having a lot of speed at road courses. Both are very good road course racers. Hendrick car, Joe Gibbs car. We really need to look at the fact that they're not points racing and they're just I would probably be going for a win here. And there's actually some value on Christopher Bell, so we're going to talk about it. Let's go over to the matchup market. Let's see, like I'll talk about what we got here on Bet365, is what I usually use. So let's see what we've got here. I haven't really taken anything in like top Chevrolet, top Ford, top Toyota, anything like that right now, winning manufacturer. I just don't like really too much that's going on in those camps right now. Austin Dillon over Eric Jones. They're both minus money, so I don't really like that. I like Christopher Bell over Michael McDowell. Seems like a fun one. I like that minus 130. It's sitting out on Bet365. I'm going to hunt down for another line here. I really like that. Christopher Bell raced really well here all the time. Michael McDowell shows up on certain road courses. I just can't trust him. I cannot trust him. Makes a lot of mistakes. Could he qualify well? Yeah, sure. Could he be riding around the top 10 all day and make you sweat? I just know Christopher Bell's going to be on the right strategy. They make a lot of great strategy calls in the past, a lot of races, but, pit road is usually where it ends up hurting them. But Michael McDowell has a lot more negatives than positives compared to the Joe Gibbs number 20 of Christopher Bell. So minus 130 for Christopher Bell, I do not hate that. And I think Christopher Bell is probably going to qualify really well. I'm high on Bell this weekend. Anytime I'm a high on Bell, which was Phoenix this year, and I think I got like 16 or 18 to 1 early on in the week, and he absolutely smoked the entire fucking field. We made a lot of money the last time we were really high on Christopher Bell. So I feel really good about Bell this weekend. There's like 16 to 1 sitting out on Bet Rivers for outright. So if you want to go stop this right now or continue to listen and go open up your Bet Rivers account, go take that. But Christopher Bell minus 130 over Michael McDowell, I do not hate that line. What a nasty one, huh? Cindric and Martin Truex Jr. Jesus Christ. Ross Chastain over Denny Hamlin. One I don't mind looking at here. I wish it was plus 100. It's minus 105. The thing is those colleague cars, I don't know if you can really always trust. Talk about points racing, right? The playoff picture, like Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott are both sitting around plus 13 points or whatever to the good. If I'm them, man, and they're both probably, I would say, qualify well. Tyler Reddick qualifies well, a lot of good road courses. We know the speed that he's had. I'm getting points, man. Save yourself. Try and get as many points as you can. Get a little cushion. And then late race restarts come out. Maybe you're on the right side of some strategy, but for them, I'm just not liking a Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott this weekend because of the point situation that they're in. So AJ Allmendinger minus 105 over Tyler Reddick, I don't hate it. The only thing is those colleague cars, man, can be really hit or miss. I think I might wait because we've seen AJ Allmendinger slack a little bit sometimes in qualifying. Tyler Reddick beats him. If they bring this matchup back out and it's plus money, I'm probably going to take the AJ Allmendinger side just because of the situation that Tyler Reddick's in. That's probably why he's a bit of a favorite, but we all already know like the Tyler Reddick love. And I'm wearing a Beast Unleashed shirt right now, and I've got a nasty beast in my hand. You obviously know I love T-Red, all right? So let's go over to top 5 market, man. What's winning manufacturer? Let me just take a look. I think I saw a line out there like plus 300 for Toyota. Not bad. Not going to lie. Chevrolet's juiced to the fucking moon because of obviously SVG and AJ Allmendinger and Larson and all that shit. But, let's go top 10s. I forget. We always forget that we have top 10s. Dude, I don't hate it. Plus 100 for Kyle Busch for a top 10. The last time we were on it was Kansas, and Kyle Busch was right there for the top 5s and shit to win the race. And he hurts us and chokes it. But Kyle Busch has raced really good here in the 8 last year and then the 18 the 2 years prior. I don't hate Kyle Busch in this spot, man, and he's plus 100 for a top 10. I think I'm climbing. That's my favorite bet. I think one of my favorite bets of the entire weekend is a Kyle Busch top 10 at plus 100. I think I'll probably put like 2 units on it. And don't hurt us, Kyle. Don't hurt us, Kyle. I'm on your side right now, RCR. Okay? I am on your side. After what RCR or Richard Childers said last week. God damn it. I'm all over the fucking place. I'm on your side, man. Fuck. Plus 100. You'll love to see it. That's basically all I like for top 10s right now. There's nothing too crazy. What else is out there? I mean, not gonna lie. You get some I don't know, man. You get some crazy carnage like Carson Hocevar could get up there, Zane Smith, Justin Haley, who else? Corey LaJoy hasn't been too bad, but the switch to that 51 might not be really the best. Because he's qualified. The thing is that's making me think about this number 7 car and where Spire's at. Is guys last year and this year, like Corey LaJoy when he was driving the 7 for qualifying in the Cup Series at these road courses, like he's qualified inside the top 10. And Justin Haley's not a bad road course racer. So I've been humming and hawing about it. And Justin Haley's currently sitting, where is he? Plus 600 for a top 10. I might sprinkle. He's not points racing, obviously. No Spire car is. But plus 600 is kind of wild. It's kind of wild for a guy that's not bad on road courses. And we just saw what Spire did at Watkins Glen. Kind of wild. Now, let's make sure that Stephen Parsons knows how to communicate whether a guy is clear or not on this fucking track. Okay, because, what was it, Talladega? Was it Kansas? Kansas. Fuck, man. Let's get these, let's talk to each other. Let's communicate. Let's figure out what the fuck is going on. So plus 600 for Justin Haley, top 10. Kind of like it. I'm going to take a little shekel on it, maybe a little half unit on that bad boy. Top 5, we're going to go right back. We're climbing all the way up. Skipping the top 10 because there's no value on Ty Gibbs. But Ty Gibbs for a top 5. The motherfucking line has moved. These sons of bitches, they had it at plus 250. I'm going to have to check more lines. I'll still take it at plus 200. He's going to qualify well. He might even hit the pole, baby. So plus 200, I thought, he was definitely at plus 250 at some point, but I'm going to try and hunt for a better line. But if not, I'm going to take that plus 200 for Ty Gibbs. I'm going to hammer the shit out of it. Top 5 just looks good, baby. I'm loving it. There's a lot of guys out there, AJ Allmendinger plus 150 for a top 5 is not bad. I was looking at like the point situation. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. Christopher Bell plus 200 for a top 5 as well. I'd probably take Ty Gibbs over that, but maybe that's just a bad call on my part. But yeah, man, there's nothing else that really catches my eye in that market. So let's just go jump. I hate top 3s. Fuck me. I mean, I might actually take a Ty Gibbs top 3. Let's check that number out first. Plus 400, not a bad number. I might have to ride the Ty Gibbs wave. Let's go to the outrights, man. Let's go to the outrights. I'm loving this. I know that now. Make sure when you go to the outrights, hunt around. I know there's better odds out there. Because SVG is plus 500. Kyle Larson is plus 800. AJ Allmendinger is plus 800. Reddick is plus 900. This is all on Bet365. Elliott is 10-1. Byron is 12-1. Busher 14-1. I'm waiting on Busher. Hopefully he qualifies bad. We can get a plus money for a top 10. Seabell and Ty Gibbs as well are 14-1. And as I talked about, Ty Gibbs is one of my picks. Talked about it earlier. He was 17-1 on Bet3 or on FanDuel. Michael McDowell 16-1. Nope. There's not a lot of crazy long shots, man. Just some guys that have been consistent that are a bit of longer shots that I think that could qualify inside the top 10 and be strong all day and not points race. And I think I'm looking at the non-points racers right now just to wait and see. So my favorite plays this weekend is Christopher Bell. I think it's on Bet Rivers at 16-1 to win the race. Won here 2 years ago, clutched up to advance to the next round of the playoffs. He's been good and strong at road courses. It's not points racing. I feel good about the Seabell. I don't know what he's driving this weekend. I hope it's the DeWalt car. That would look fucking dope going into victory lane. Ty Gibbs, 17-1. We talked about it. And Kyle Busch, 22-1. Those are my favorite plays for this weekend. William Byron is also another guy you could take at a 12-1 that I do not hate. He's locked in. The only thing is SVG, Kyle Larson, and AJ Allmendinger up there, but we've seen them get beat before. So one of the numbers I hate the most, I'll talk about before we wrap up here, is plus 900 for Tyler Reddick. We talked about the point situation. Chase Elliott as well at 10-1. I think you really got to wait on these boys. That's just disgusting. So yeah, that's the betting picks. For all my picks for a Cup Series, go to the Action Network. Link is in the bio. All right. Make sure you go to listen to the NASCAR betting preview show. When you guys hear this, it should be out on their feed on audio only. So NASCAR betting preview show to hear the whole Xfinity card. And then go to the Hot Pass podcast on YouTube. It's going to be out later tonight, probably on late Friday evening. I got hockey around 8 p.m. Eastern. So after hockey, I'll probably get home and finish up uploading it. So expect that late Friday. Watch it Sunday morning with your morning coffee. Hot Pass podcast on YouTube. Like, rate, share, and subscribe to the podcast. And also, I have to make sure that you guys go over to the audio, leave a 5-star rating. Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your audio podcast. 5-star ratings help us out so much. So please, 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 please go do that. At Furlong Eric _ on X, Instagram, and TikTok. For all my final betting cards for Xfinity and trucks, make sure to follow me on there to see it on my X feed or my Instagram story. I'll always post it there about an hour before the race. What else do we got? And shouts out to Kyle Steckley. Make sure to go to the Hot Pass podcast on YouTube or even audio and go watch that and listen to that interview. Kyle is racing in the Winchester 400 this weekend. I'm going to try and pull it up on Instagram to show you guys the names. It's the ASA Stars National Tour. I'm going to try and pull up the names here that have won that have won this race in the past. Okay. Past winners. Shouts out to my boy Kyle Steckley for racing this weekend. I'm really excited for him. We'll go from recent winners since what? We'll say 2009 because that's a big name. Kyle Busch in 2009. Chase Elliott in 2010. Eric Jones back to back from 2013 to 2015. Noah Gragson in 2017. Carson Hocevar in 2020. Sammy Smith in 2021. Okay. What can I say? Guys like, what else? What are the other guys? Rusty Wallace won it back in 82. We know who that is. Mark Martin, 85, 86. What other names we got here? Legends of the short track world. Let me tell you right now, if Kyle fucking wins this damn weekend, with Rhett Jones Racing. I think it's the number 30, I think. Don't have me mistaken on that. But I'm pretty sure it's a Rhett Jones Racing number 30. If Kyle wins the Winchester 400, this will not be the last time you fucking hear of Kyle Steckley, a Canadian fucking god, baby. All right? Kyle wins this weekend, and even if he wins the championship for the ASA Stars National Tour, you will see him in a truck. You will see him in the Xfinity Series. I'm fucking telling you, Rhett Jones Racing knows talent. They helped Noah Gragson work his way up, give him the opportunity. They're giving Kyle an opportunity. Canadian talent does not come very often. The motherfucker's got it. You saw me on social media post about it. Let's go support Kyle Steckley this Sunday, the Winchester 400. Go follow the ASA Stars National Tour on Instagram and Twitter as well, and share the event, and let's go watch the live fucking stream together. I think it's around the same time as the Cup Series race, so I'm going to be watching both at the same time. Dual screen it up. It's also Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. I know, for your Americans, you're going, what the fuck? That's not right. Well, fuck. Well, maybe not a fuck you, but because I love you guys and all the listeners. But it is Thanksgiving this weekend. It's a long weekend, so I'll be able to relax and be able to get the episode up and be able to watch as much racing as possible and take it all in and sweat out bets in front of the family. There's nothing better. So at @FurlongEric_ on all social media, Hot Pass Podcast on YouTube, as well as all your audio platforms, and Action Network link is in the bio. Have a great weekend. Let's win a bag. Make sure to follow me to see the final betting cards. Let's fucking go. Charlotte Roval. Let's just bring back the Oval for the fall for some playoff racing. That would be fucking great. Fuck the Roval, to be honest. Anyways, let's go make a bag. And all my friends that are listening that are going to be there this weekend, if you guys are going to be there, enjoy it. And shouts out to everybody that is working really hard to also support everybody that has been hurt by these hurricanes or affected by them. All right. Let's talk to you later. You guys will hear from me again on Tuesday. All right. 5 a.m. Eastern. Friday, 5 a.m. Eastern for the betting show. And what's next weekend? We're going to Vegas. Let's go. Talk to you guys later. Tuesday. Peace.